What's going on, everyone? So in today's video, I'm going to bring you guys 5 budget / rogue decks for a link format. So in my skip video I just did, a player asked me, hey Chris, do you have any good rogue decks for the link format? They may come into the limelight. And I was thinking, I'm like, okay, there are going to be a few good rogue decks coming to the link format, but instead of getting rogue, why not do rogue / budget? Because let's face the fact, some rogue decks can cost a lot of money. And with that being said, I know majority of rogue players don't like to spend a lot of money on this game anyway, so why not just combine the two together and say budget / rogue decks for the lane format. So without further ado, let's begin. Starting off by saying, for a lot of you guys that are still kind of confused on how to play link summons and how to do link summons, you can click the iCard right here and watch my instructional video on how to properly link summon and abuse the link mechanic. So I'm gonna shoot straight into the video with my number 5 pick, Domain Monarchs. Now the reason why I picked Domain Monarchs and not regular Monarchs like in XYZ is because link format is heavily relied on using one extra monster zone to give you more extra monster zones to abuse the extra deck. And Monarchs, ironically speaking, is not a deck that abuses the extra deck. So if you cut out the fact that Monarchs don't need an extra to play, that makes them extremely budget right there. And in addition to that, they can cut off your opponent when they head off of the domain. We have cards like Vanity's Fiend and Majesty's Fiend, which are really good as well. And in addition to that, Erebus is a really good card, really powerful. While eating a card out of the opponent's hand, you normal summon him, send a Monarch Spelling Trap card to the graveyard, you send your Pantheism, and you send the Monarch Trap card that banishes itself. Pick a card out of your opponent's hand, so it does have the ability to eat cards out of the opponent's hand turn 1. Doing it twice, if you open up a card like 1 for 1 and going into your to your idols, and then going into a Erebus into an Erebus. So the combos for Monarchs can go on. The only reason that Monarchs might not be as comparable, which is why it's on number 5 on this list, not number 1, simply due to the fact that we're still going to have dinosaurs, pure power dinosaurs, pure true Draco, and Zodiacs, honestly speaking, do not get touched by link format. So Monarchs on this is number 5. If you want something extremely budget and really good for locals. Coming in as list number 4, we have the 3 structured deck dinosaur special. Now, what is that? You buy your 3 structure decks from the dinosaur deck and slap them together, and guess what? You now have a new Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Now, the reason why this deck is pretty good, because I'm not gonna lie, this guy in my locals thrashed me with that deck. The power of that Tyranno Infinity, the King, the Tyranno card, the boss monster for the dinosaur deck is so good. You destroying your dinosaur from your hand or field to book them on your opponent's entire field during either player's turn, that's insane. Their Lost World field spell card, honestly speaking, it's not that bad of a field spell. The 3 structures do come with the terraforming, so overall, you can literally buy 3 of the decks and you're good to go. You really don't need the extra deck. Your extra deck is a bonus. And if you combo it with some Yang Zing cards, you can make a Yang Zing dinosaur deck, which might be a little bit more than budget, but still fairly priced. And in addition to that, if you are able to get your hands on a VFD and some True King cards, you can abuse some of the True King cards in that 3 structure deck dino as well. And your deck can just be even more powerful for the link format, because it really doesn't need the extra deck. And VFD is a really great card. So yeah, man, if you want something else that's completely budget, completely affordable, and still fairly new that can kick your opponent's butts at locals, check out 3 structure dino decks, because they are the decks for you. This is number 3, the deck I was talking about the most, Spirals. So Spirals, as you guys already know, is a deck that's been getting a lot of hype because of Spiral Helix. Now, if you pick up Spirals now, you won't have to worry about them price jumping later. I mean, Spirals are already currently on the rise. Last time I checked, Super Agent was $6. Prior to that, Super Agent was $2, so they just let you know how everyone's buying up for the hype. But Spirals are just pretty good right now in the link format. Like, prior to link format, going to nationals, my Spiral deck is not that bad. I took a lot of players to game 3. I just could not get that victory because decks consistency like Zodiacs was just too good. Spamming out. A lot of the time I lost at nationals, now that I think about it. A few people brought out double Dryden. I mean, it's like you can out the first Dryden, but can you really realistically out the second Dryden? And in addition to that, right now, since we only had a link structure decks, Zodiac don't really have a way to abuse a lot of the extra monsters on. So right now, Zodiac is kind of weak. So since Zodiac's out of the picture, now you have to worry about his true King, which honestly speaking, Spirals in this current state that it's in right now can go back and forth with true Kings depending on the hand you get. I personally believe Spirals is a really great contender for this format. I mean, Machine Do plus Quick Fix is going to be an amazing field. The Spiral Sleeper Turbo list are still good. Instant Fusion, Spiral Resort is all you need to make your deck really powerful and have a strong first turn board that once again does not rely on extract but can abuse the extract via cards like Spiral Princess Sprite. And like I said, the plus side for picking this deck up right now versus later is simply due to the fact that when Helix come out, I'm pretty sure agents are going to probably jump up to 10 to 15s, maybe even 20s. Helix is probably going to be a $34 card. Then you got to worry about the Sleeper, who might be a $5 card. I can see Resort jumping up to $5 as well, but that's neither here nor there. Pick up Spirals if you want a deck now that's currently cheap, that's pretty good for the current format. It's going to be better when they get their Link monster. Coming into number 2, Herald of Perfection. Now, the fairy archetype with the counter fairies and all that crazy stuff is amazing. But the Herald of Perfection deck is so good. When you sit on your Herald, you have your stick cheer combos that, even though they use the extra deck monster zone, your Herald don't use the extra deck. The fact that Herald uses all the fairies in your hand to negate spells, traps, and monster effects is so good. Because if you bring them out going first turn 1, and your opponent's not main decking the Kaijus, what realistically are they going to do? I mean, just think about it. The deck is fairly consistent. If you open Stick Cheer, you're pretty good. You can make Stick Cheer turn 1, draw. You can make your Evil Swarm Ouroboros, eat a card out of your opponent's hand, and you can probably set some back row paths like Solemn Strikes if you're playing a counter fairy build. And if you're not playing a counter fairy build, which is still fairly budget, guess what? You can go your first turn, Herald, go in addition to Stick Cheer, eat a card out your opponent's hand, set up some Solemn Strikes. What had 3 negates in your hand is GG no re. The amount of consistency that deck has is really scary, and I hate playing against it when I go to locals, because every time somebody play me with it, they do kind of beat me. Now, the reason why I fell out of favor is because, let's face the fact, everyone and their mother going to North American WCQ, and in general has been side decking Kaijus recently, and Kaijus are a very popular choice. But in Link format, everyone's probably trying to learn how to use the mechanics, so it's probably easy to take advantage of Herald of Perfection. That's just due to the fact that the negate is still there, and Stick Cheer is pretty crazy. So yeah, number 2 on this list I have Herald of Perfection. And last but not least, my number 1 deck that could be budget / rogue for Link format is ABC. Another structure deck, just like Monarchs, just like your dinosaurs. All you really need is your silver and gold gadgets and you're good to go. ABC is currently one of the best decks in the LCG. This is due to the fact that they really don't need their extra deck outside of their ABC Buster Dragon. And ABC Buster Dragon is such a good card due to the fact that on your opponent's turn, he can banish a card. He can separate himself 1 to 3 ABCs, abusing their field spell. And in addition to that, they can abuse things like limiter removal if you want to play that card as well. And outside of limiter removal, just making your ABC Buster Dragon turn 1 with some back row, half the time can be GG no re. And then in the future, once you get more Link monsters, the deck can get more lit. So yeah, man, ABC is just an overall solid deck. I mean, it's one of the best decks in the LCG right now. So it's kind of predicating how it might be going to teach you in the future. So if you're in a deck that's good / budget / rogue right now, I highly recommend picking it up. So with all that being said, guys, post your thoughts and opinions about this top 5 list in the comment section down below. And as I always tell you guys, if you didn't see something you liked on this list, you can also post that in the comment section down below as well. Also, while you're down in the description in the comment section, check out my sponsor MetaMats and get your own custom cloth playmat designed by you in the description below. So with all that being said, guys, this is Chris from Innovation Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm signing out. Peace, guys. Stay innovative. Deuces.